Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, welcome back to Construct Your Life. And I told you this, that one of the things that people say is like, Austin, you're very broad a lot. And people don't understand how tactical you can get when it comes to business, because business is about tactics. And so one of the things we wanted to do is we're going to do a couple part series during the months and talk about certain topics and dive deep into them. And I am lucky enough, you don't hear from him much, guys, because he is too busy crushing the game out there in business and multiple things. But I've had him on before. Leland, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Austin. Thanks for having me back.
You got it, man. So happy to have you back. And we're going to talk about one topic today, which, if I could define it, is the black hole for me, which is YouTube for business, right? How, and I was thinking about it this morning when you were going to come on today. Here's what I want you to describe first. Okay, this is interesting. Every platform, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, have a different view of the way that I don't think people pay attention to the audience that's on there. Everybody is, it's a different audience. In your opinion, can you describe each network in a short description to you, how you view them?
Yeah, so thank you again. And that's a good question. So I think that the way that we think about YouTube, just in terms of different compared to, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube can be evergreen, meaning we think of it like a match, right? If you light a match, the flame's going to go out, and that's Facebook, that's Instagram. You need to keep lighting a match to stay relevant. YouTube, if you're really good at SEO and search, then you can present your video right when people are searching for the problem. And that same video can solve the problem today, tomorrow, next year, and in the future. And so if you're really good on YouTube, that one video can create free leads for you, which is awesome because most people are paying for leads, but it can create free leads for you today, tomorrow, and ongoing into the future. And so YouTube, if you use it properly meaning the way that we use it, it can be more powerful long-term. You get a better ROI long-term versus Facebook or Instagram.
And so just for context, guys, just so you understand, like, what is she at, 1.4 now?
Yeah. So my wife runs a YouTube channel. She's at 1.4 million subscribers. Again, the subscriber count, and we'll dig into this a little bit, is a little bit of a vanity metric. We're very much revenue-driven YouTube. We're business first, and then you decide what platform suits your business. And so, 1.4 million is a wonderful number. It's public. People, but that's not the number we care about. The number we care about is the bottom line.
And how does one, and that's very important to say. It's like, Seth Godin talks about all the time. Like, you don't need 1 million people. You need 100 people that care. Right. You need 20 clients that are paying. Like, so do you base more of your numbers off of like how many people pay for the monthly videos? Is that more the model that you're looking at for your business?
Yeah. So there are three big metrics that we look at. We look at leads generated. So, and a lead for us is like a new email, somebody who joins our email list, leads generated, new sales, and then recurring MRR, because we run a recurring revenue business. So we want to make sure that we're getting new leads every day. We're making new sales, and we want to make sure that our recurring revenue is going up every month.
And so a lot of people, are worried about their like count or how many people follow them on Instagram. But I know that you and I talk at length, like you're very adamant about selling to your email list because you feel like you're controlling the traffic, right?
Yeah, well, and yes, you're controlling the traffic. Selling on social media is pretty challenging because social media is just constantly distracting people. And so in an email box is a little more intimate. And if you write an email, at least the way that we've been taught and what's been successful for us, we don't use images. We hardly use images. We write an email.
Dude,
it's like
you're like 3 sentences. No,
Yep.
maybe.
You get a good core offer. And then, for me, I like people respecting my time. So when people write me a really long email, I'm not a person who will read it. So I try to write emails that, are right to the point. And I do it out of respect for the audience, because I don't want to waste their time. I want to, get to the meat and potatoes and have a good core offer.
And this is, and I mean, we could spend the whole episode on this alone, because you and I, I'll send you an offer that I'm going to send, and you take about 90% of the words out. Like what, and I know you just read Alex's book too. I can't wait for number 2. What, in your definition, what makes a great offer?
Well, so it depends on what industry you're in. And so Alex Hormozi wrote the book, $100 million Offers. He gives a guy named Dan Kennedy a lot of the credit for his success. And if you study Dan's work, Alex's is a mirror to it. It's just a different sort of niche. And so it depends on what industry you're in. If you're a lawyer, the number one thing you're selling is advocacy. Mm-hmm. You're not selling defense. You're not selling legal, blah, blah, blah. You're selling, I'm going to be your advocate. Right? If you're an information business, like if I have a YouTube coaching business, so I'm selling transformation. All information businesses are only selling transformation. Coaches, and you and I've talked about this, coaches fall into a little bit of they could fall into the transformation category, but most coaches, whether it's YouTube, fitness, nutrition, they're selling, you can be the best version of yourself. Mm-hmm. Like that's what you sell, is that, and also that you already have it in you. And so it doesn't matter what coaching industry you're in, yoga, fitness, whatever, what you're selling is that you can be the best version of yourself, and I can show you the way, and you already have it in you. And understanding that that's what you're selling, you're not selling yoga, right? Or fitness or Pilates, because that's what a lot of people do. So we've worked in a lot of fitness industries. I've worked in a lot of fitness industries, and the yoga teachers try to sell yoga and they don't do it successfully. And one of the things that when you understand your offer, a lot of times your offer has nothing to do with your core service, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm selling transformation, I'm selling, hey, you're stuck online, you're going to generate a lot more revenue. And then the transformation is that your life's going to be better. You're going to have less stress. You're going to have less bills. You're going to have more time. It's not, here's how email marketing works, right? But that's how people.
Well, this is the rub. And this is what I tell everybody. It's very hard. It took me a year and a half, and we're still defining it every day. It's, what I tell everybody, what the easiest coach to hire is? A wholesaler or a flipping coach. Here's what I'm going to spend on you, and you're going to show the ROI here, right? Well, what I'm selling you is you're going to be happier. Well, who gives a fuck? Like, how do I measure that? And so what I'm actually bringing to them, I've had 1 million clients tell me this. We signed up thinking that you were going to give me this, and you gave me so much more in a different direction. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no. So what Dan Kennedy talks about is like the most successful message for you in your industry, coaching, personal development, mindset, is telling somebody that that they already have what it takes. Mm-hmm. Like that's the message that will resonate and get people to buy from you, that offer. Mm-hmm. It's not, here's the good books that you need to read. Like that message doesn't resonate. It's not, I have better information. It's, you're already great. Let me show you how you can be great. Mm-hmm. Right. You already have everything inside of you.
No, because it's weird. Right. And I just signed a client this morning. I got a referral at 5 a.m. I'm out there walking on the street, and he goes, I'm ready. I go, let's see how ready you are. Let's jump on the phone right now. And so we get to talking. And what I realize is he's a high performer already. He is not crushing it, mm-hmm. but he's having a kid now, and he wants to get structured. It's all been off the hip. And he's like, I really want to take it to the next level. And he said it like 6 times. And so you're not selling them on, hey, I'm holding the key and I'm going to give you this thing. No, I just need somebody that has, because what I realize is 90% of the time, they're also hiring me for my network too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, but I don't need to say that in the initial call. That's just a bonus of what you get when you hire me.
Yeah. And that's why coaches a lot of times fall into both categories, right? Because you can sell them hey, you're struggling, but you're awesome and you're going to be awesome. Let's work together. Let's get your mindset right. And that's the be your best self. That's what you're selling, the be your best mm-hmm. self. Mm-hmm. But you're also selling transformation. Mm-hmm. Or you can sell both. You could say, right?
You have to. I just had a client this morning tell me, young kid, He said, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, I would double my income, work less, and buy 2 rental properties, I'd have told you you're fucking crazy. But all those things happen. And he goes, I didn't even feel like it was happening. But as I look back, I go, oh, well, now we're in a whole different realm. Now I can do this, that. And so it really is like that best version of yourself, right? That's the rub, that 1%. And I think people are focused on the wrong things.
Well, and just to give a real example, my wife's business is Sarah Beth Yoga YouTube. She has yoga videos, but her messaging is all around being the best version of yourself, living your best life, doing better for your family, like getting out of stress. It has very little to do with yoga. It's a self-care and a self sort of optimization message. And the biggest mistake that I see when people are at least on YouTube or even messaging, because YouTube's isolation is a myth, right? YouTube's a piece of the pie. There's other pieces of the pie, but the biggest piece is that most people don't have a clear offer. And once you have that clear offer, like if it's the be your best self offer, if you're the coach, be your best self offer, your YouTube channel gets built to deliver that as well. You're delivering that offer in your YouTube videos. You're delivering that offer in your free gifts. You're delivering that offer in your coaching programs. You're just delivering at smaller and bigger scales, right? For free or for paid. But your core offer is like your main focus. All of the content that you produce serves that purpose. Nothing that you do does not serve the purpose, the transformation, or the be your best self, the offer that you're in the world for. And a lot of people, once they get that clarity, doing the internet marketing thing gets a lot easier because, what am I supposed to do? Well, are you helping people be their best self?
Yes.
Okay. Create a video on that. And you can do it a bunch of different ways. So,
well, you told me this, so many people are out there trying to vision out what people want instead of looking at the most watched videos and then building a video off of that. Yeah. Like, you're out here trying to reinvent the wheel when they're telling you what the wheel is already in front of you.
Yeah. The best way to accelerate is to stop trying to do new things, to figure out the blueprints that are already working. Because innovation takes a lot of time and energy, and a lot of times it doesn't work. Most of the time it doesn't work. So you want to find those proven formulas. So, if people are attacking YouTube, one of the things they need to find out is you need to figure out what your most profitable keyword will be. So you create videos around your most profitable keyword. So people in your niche, and Austin's not doing specifically real estate stuff, he's more mindset stuff. But if real estate was your niche, maybe it's wholesaling, then, wholesaling real estate might be your most profitable keyword. And you just create a lot of videos around that one keyword, and that will help you build rank because your clients are searching for that keyword. That's why it's profitable for you. It's not profitable because you're going to get more views necessarily, because more views of the wrong type of viewers doesn't make you money. You'd rather have the right people watching your videos, way less views. But as you get positioned as an expert on YouTube and you just offer them your free gift on your email list, and then you offer them your coaching program, you only need one most profitable keyword. You don't need 1,000 videos. People need clarity. And YouTube should serve the business, right? It's not, you don't just do YouTube. You don't just do social media. Everything you do should serve a purpose. Yeah. And so people who are getting into YouTube, they need to think, what's the one keyword or phrase that my customers are searching for? And how can I create a lot of videos on it? That's really, it's that simple. What are they searching for? What's the one thing, the biggest, most profitable thing that they're searching for? And then how can I create a lot of videos on it and position myself as an expert?
Because if you look at the landscape of my coaching clients, all from different walks of life, women, men, different ages, there's one thing that they're searching for, and that's unadulterated, full support. Yep. Tell me when the last time an adult had actual support with no judgment, somebody in your corner, not a family member or not a spouse. That's when I realized that's what you're supporting. Then I make them take personality tests, and then I know how they like to be thanked and helped. And then I do that. And they're like, wow, I feel amazing. I'm like, yeah, because I'm actually supporting you the way that you want to be supported.
Yeah. Well, and so even for you, if you were to dive into YouTube, you could do a whole series on personality tests.
Yes.
Right? Hey, before I work with you, right, I get results, right? Before I work with you, Like you need to take a personality test.
Oh my God, you just gave me an idea. This is amazing.
Right, and then you can go through and you can create 4 or 5 videos on each personality test, how you treat them differently. And then at the end, you just create that really nice bridge where like, hey, if this sounds like you, or if this sounds like something that you could benefit from, click the first link in the description, click the first link pinned in the comments, schedule a coaching call, schedule a free coaching call, buy my, get a free ebook, get a free.
See guys, what y'all don't know just happened because I've talked to him enough. We were here at 30,000 view and he went down and he went granular. And now we've serviced something that will be what you said, that keyword. I don't want to miss that, the bridge to them signing up with me. It's super important.
Yeah. And I think digital marketer teaches this. A lot of people teach it, but the phrase that you want to learn, and this is from the beginning of the funnel all the way to the end, the mindset that you want to bring to the table is, hey, if you enjoyed this thing, you might also like this thing. And that's how you upsell, or that's how you escalate them up your business. Hey, if you enjoyed this YouTube video, you might enjoy a free coaching call with me to figure out your personality, to figure out if your personality, to figure out my coaching offer, whatever your specific coaching offer is. If it's real estate, right? Hey, if you enjoyed this wholesaling real estate video, you might want to check out my 6 ways to make 6 figures wholesaling into your email, right? But then once they're on your email list, that's where the real money is, because you can use YouTube to grow your email list for free. And then you can build out, there's a million things you can do to monetize once you get them on YouTube, because you can sell them your products, right? You can sell them other people's products. You can send them back to your YouTube videos, which if you do it long-term, you'll get ad revenue, right? And if you do it long-term, then you'll rank better. So as you rank better, you'll get even more views, which means you'll get more leads. And
I gotta thank you, man, because I've made, what I used to make in a month, I've made that over the last 2 months, sending 4 emails in a DM because of selling other people's products.
And having an offer.
Yeah.
Selling other, because they have an offer. Yeah. You get other people's products, right? The cool thing about other people's products, it took Sarah and I almost 5 years to we were always our products, most profitable click, didn't talk about other people's products. Now we're all about it. And so we think about it in terms of, we call them BDA. So before, during, and after. So as a client comes into your business or your service, they're going to be working with you, or they're trying to achieve a goal, right? If your goal is to make 6 figures doing wholesaling, then there are other services that they'll be using before they use your service, during they're using your service, and after they're using your service. And those are the companies that you want to partner with. And you can get partners with their affiliate programs. And then what's cool is, like Austin was saying, send an email out, right? They buy your whatever software you're recommending, whatever product you're recommending. You make commission and you don't have to handle any of the delivery, just straight money, right? Don't have to handle any of it. But you're also being perceived as the expert because you're making good recommendations. You're helping your list achieve their goals. And then now maybe your coaching is even more effective because they got this tool.
Well, I mean, I'm actually creating an entire company around this model. Like, we're in the process of naming it, building it. I'm already making money. My coaching platform is going on other people's websites, vice versa, Airbnb software. I've found it's, if they're already using it, why you might as well be the one to show them to use it. Yep. Like, and in my opinion, where I've seen the most movement and it makes the most sense, just time wise, is SaaS companies, software stuff. Yep. They seem to get this model better than most.
Yeah. Well, so the layers of this get really fun, because you can just do a resource center, right? But the companies that you choose to partner with are the degrees of which a good company or a great company to partner with. There's a whole spectrum there. So you want to think about who and why, right? So the guy that we work with is named Bob Serling. So you can look him up. He runs a company called Licensing Lab. And so he's helping Sarah Beth Yoga build out what we're calling a resource center, a yoga resource center. So people come into the yoga environment, and then they might want yoga mats, yoga clothes. They might want green drinks. They might want different hacks to sleep. They might want yoga equipment. We're not going to build out all that stuff. So we found proximity partners that they're going to buy it with. Now, it's cool if people buy a yoga pants and we make 15, 30%, whatever commission one time. That's kind of cool. But what's way cooler is if we partner with a company like Happy Jack Yoga, who does He does yoga education. We don't do any education. We just do yoga practice. Jack does all education. So it's a really good proximity relationship. Well, he has a recurring business model, right? So people come into Sarah's environment, they learn yoga, and then they want to become a teacher. So we pawn them off to Jack. Jack charges $97 a month. It's recurring. We make 50% of that commission, or I think it's 50%. We make
he wins, you win.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wins, you win. And now there's people who are calling themselves the double tribe, right? Because they're in both groups and they feel, but every month now we're building out additional revenue streams. Now you can do that with, like for Sarah, she can do it with Mind Valley. She can do it with Organifi, Green Drinks. Austin can do it with, Air DNA.
So yeah, cloud beds. We do Boostfully, Air DNA. There's a property management software that charges a month. So we get initial setup fee and we're getting monthly revenue as well.
Yeah. And if you've got real estate virtual assistants that you could partner with, hey, build out your social media brand.
I've already made money from recommending virtual assistants. So, yep. I mean, it's really like, it took me a long time to like wrap my brain around it. But when you read enough marketing books and you talk to enough people like you realize that moving forward, like, here's the thing. And I'll just use it as an example. If somebody if somebody that they trust refers somebody to me, like you need to hire Austin as a coach, that client is almost 60% already in because he trusts that person's opinion. And so I think what companies are seeing is we have a lot higher conversion rate when it comes from a referral opposed to just a cold lead.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And if you don't have a referral mechanism in your business, you have to have just an automated system of once they buy, go ask for referrals 7 days later. You can automate it with email.
Alex did an amazing video on this. Alex Holmesy, one of my favorite ones he's ever done. He said that over time, the said perceived value of you doing a favor for somebody goes way down. And so they'll go like, I just got to that on my own. He said, so the moment that you make the transformation somebody, you have to ask for the referral right then, because that's the highest and best they'll ever see the referral.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's cool about it too, so referrals always buy faster, they complain less, they refund less, all of the good things. They don't cost anything to acquire if you do it right. So with our business and just typically the practices that we'll do is, somebody will buy a course or a membership. And a lot so with Sarah's, we'll send them an email that says, hey, thanks for joining. Do you have any friends that would like to join us? Have them use the code welcome friend and they'll get $1 for their first month. So then what happens is that person joins, that person gets the same email next month. And now all these people are coming in and it's free leads coming in, buying, getting to try the membership and then referring their friends. And we saw as soon as we implemented it, you see this ripple effect, right? Of first person comes in, they refer a couple friends, they refer a couple friends. All happens automatically. Email goes out after they convert from a free trial, right? But everybody should be doing it. You need a system for referrals. 100%. It's the best and most profitable way to get leads.
I would say that I get most of my coaching clients that way. And if you're doing that, he said and I'm sorry, me and Anthony can't get off of him right now. Alex, I listened to all of his things. Mm-hmm. He was saying that he never did any marketing or anything with his books. And it's 1, 2, and 3 top sales for 4 months now. And it's 100% off, posted on social media, referrals, and it's just such a, here's the rub. It's such a freer way to do business because they're coming to you and you're not spinning all this out where you have to keep up. Like my number one issues with wholesalers in the pay-per-click model, since we keep talking about wholesalers, is if you don't feed the machine, you get run over by it.
Yeah.
Like referral, like the amount of overhead it takes for referral or the amount of time is like next to none. So it's amazing ROI on your time.
Yeah. The best case scenario is no social media and you're just getting referrals and you're too busy to work. You're too busy to serve everybody. Like having social media is not a victory. You know what I mean? Like having a successful business and being the best in the world where people are coming to you and like asking to work with you, and you don't need to do brand building and you don't need to do all this other stuff because there's already proof of work. Like that's the big thing is be really good. And then the referrals will come. And hopefully social media can position you as an expert. YouTube can position you as an expert sooner. and get you to that point sooner. But the best case scenario is that, well, the destination determines the avenue, but the best case scenario for coaches is that they're just so good that they're too full all the time.
Dude, I've actually heard of coaching at the high level, like top level C-suite entrepreneurs who are charging, tons money, that their clients actually refuse for them to be on social media because they want them focused on the coaching. So there's a lot of coaches out there that are hide in the dark, that are just, that make, $50,000, $100,000 a year, that are just referral based. They don't even promote it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my favorite authors, Josh Waitzkin, wrote The Art of Learning. He was, if you searching for Bobby Fischer, he was a chess master. He's Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He teaches, I lost my train of thought because I like talking about Josh Waitzkin so much. Yeah. Lost my train of thought, Austin. Let's pick it up.
Don't worry about it. No, but at the end of the day,
got my train of thought back.
Okay.
Josh Waitzkin's one of the best coaches in the world. He limits his availability to 7 people, and the rules for him is that I can't work with them and do deep work. Just, you know what I mean? I don't have the bandwidth to do a good job and work with more than 7 people. And he doesn't do any social media. He doesn't do, but that's what he wants, right? Ideally, you would want to work your way to that. There's a cost benefit to having a really big brand, but you don't need YouTube to build your brand. And I actually don't really recommend it. You want to use YouTube to position yourself as an expert, right? So you're solving the problems. This is why Alex Hormozi's YouTube channel is being so successful as well. You're solving the problems that people have with whatever your offer is with your videos. Like, that's what you're doing. You're solving problems. And then as you're solving their problems, you're just saying,
because what people don't understand is, back to your bridge comment, we'll eventually run a fund. And I tell everybody, the fund is not to get their money. The fund is to educate people on how to, invest their money and do everything. You're not actually selling them, hey, give me my money for the fund. It's the same thing with my Airbnb. I'm not selling you my management services as an Airbnb client. I'm educating you on how to do it yourself. And if you hire me, then that's just a bonus for me. Like, it's that Gary Vee thing. The successful attorney has the golf podcast. He doesn't sell attorney stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And so there's lots of different ways to do it. Gary Vee is one of those guys that he's a brand builder. And so the stuff that he does, the people that use him regularly as an example, like I've heard people say that, posts 90 times a day on social media. No. Yeah. And I know you and I have different strategies as well, because you use some VAs, you do multiple omnipresent strategy. You've got good brand awareness everywhere. I don't do any social media. My wife does some, but as you know, she films 4 times a year for 4 hours, and then we chop it up, schedule it out, and then we're
because that and in my opinion, like, just to everybody get a peek behind my window, is like there are different layers to my vision of where. So like the thing that you're talking about, like the Bobby Fischer coach, like at 45, like I want to disappear. Like because my lifestyle is going to switch. I want to be a dad. We want to travel. And if you want to get on with me, like, you're going to need to find me. Now, will I still do the podcast? Probably so. I'll still do a couple things, but my social media is going to drop way down, but I will have already had, 10,000, 20,000 videos for, whoever finds me then is still going to have my evergreen content like you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and the path that a lot of people follow is, you consult first, right? If you're good, the young ones, let's start like the young ones. If you're good, you hit capacity, because you can only consult for 10 or 12 clients, depending on your model, at a high level. Then you shift to a course, depending on what you're doing. So like course plus coaching. So you build out a lot of the knowledge in a course, and then maybe group calls once a week on Thursdays, 1 p.m. Right. And then you can do one-to-many, right? That's what another thing Alex talks about. Instead of one-to-one, you're doing one-to-many. And then eventually you can just build out digital stuff. You can train trainers to replace yourself, and you can have your system or your framework, and you can sell multiple things. So they come in, maybe they buy Sarah's membership for yoga, but then they also buy her Yoga Life annual gold membership where they get to come to the retreat and we do once a month, and they get special access to like discounts and life coaching, right? Think yoga life coaching at a higher ticket. And then from there, we might sell them a $5,000 retreat, or we might sell them, something else. But it's not about selling them one time to a lot of coaching businesses. It's selling them that first time and then reselling them. That entry point offer might be free. It might be $7, but the next offer might be $97 and $597 and then $2,000, or then, so everybody's going to have a different, they call it an escalation. But one of the things that we're working on is, we have a $30, $200, $30 a month, $300 a year membership. That's our main offer. As we roll out these higher ticket offers, our revenue should jump up significantly, because with higher ticket offers, right, you need less clients, you make more money. Usually the higher ticket clients complain less, right? Same thing with referrals. It's kind of the same buyer characteristics. The people who spend more money are more committed, right? And so if you have a low ticket offer as an entry point, so maybe, for example, Austin hops on YouTube and he does the 5 things you need to know about your personality trait in order to get the most out of your life, or in order to start living your best self or being your best self. Austin breaks down the DISC personality type, whatever one it is, right? And then at the end, hey, if you enjoy this, hop on a call, or if you enjoyed this, I have a free gift for you, the 5 ways to maximize your personality, right? And then underneath that, you say, hey, here's a $7 course, right? Or maybe a $7 like webinar, 45.
You told me, and you stopped me dead in my tracks. And this is what I try to preach to everybody, is you told me there's only 2 things you're doing. You're either gaining emails or you're making money. You have to pick one avenue with a course. And that's when I realized, like, I built a course when I didn't know who my avatar was. And don't get me wrong, I learned a lot from it, but I didn't sell shit because it didn't serve who I was meaning to serve. Mm-hmm. And if you turn it around, you said, yeah, but there's still value in it by collecting emails. Like, that's the mindset shift.
Yeah. So the other thing that's really interesting that's sort of related to that is that on YouTube, if you do it right, you can make money in your present bank account and your future bank account. This is a Dan Kennedy idea too. So you upload a video and you can immediately make sales. Like that sale could lead, if you have ad revenue, you can immediately get ad revenue. But that video can also get you a lead. So present bank, you might get money right away, right? Future bank might be 7 days from now, it might be a year from now, but they're on your email list. You're staying in contact with them. Maybe they're not even buying your services. Maybe that lead's going to buy a proximity partner or a BDA business. But in one video, you can make money immediately the day it gets uploaded, and you can make money immediately when people are watching it, right? And you can also make money in the future if they join their email list, or Airbnb Automation, I believe is the YouTube channel. He does a great job. Mm-hmm. He does videos. He has calls to action that go to his email list. So but he also has in his present videos hey, sign up for Airbnb link. Like, he's got affiliate links all throughout his video and in his description.
I actually just looked at it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. Very powerful. So that one video is going to be, if a customer is watching it and they're like, okay, I'm ready to make the leap with Airbnb, they're going to go through his link. He's going to make an affiliate commission off of that. Mm-hmm. Right. Or
by the way, right now they're offering $750 a person
off their course.
So let's say that you're a host and you have an affiliate link and somebody signs up and they host, you get $750, right? Yeah. It's fucking insane, right? But here's what's crazy is what we did, and I learned this from a book back in the day, is I put an Uber offer, like free Uber ride, to sign up for Uber. I put that in my listing. I must have made $1,000 off of that.
Well, so the way you could crush that offer, this is like the way that people dominate affiliate stuff, is you throw a bonus on. So start your Airbnb and I'll coach you for free for the first month. Right. And so you can, but there's all sorts of ways. Alex does this too. It's like, you can even do pay me $500 and we'll start your Airbnb. And if you don't make your money back by the end of the month, I'll give you your money back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So you can guarantee results. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, who cares if they get their money back? They're on your affiliate program. You already made $750 off them. You know what I mean? It's free money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's risk free to them. So there's all these ways you can do risk reversal. And so YouTube's like, top of the funnel, right? And then you get them on your email list. But once you're actually selling them, there's all these ways that you can create an offer widget, sense of urgency, or even just sell other people's products. Hey, sign up with your affiliate. If you sign up for my link, you get 3 months of free coaching, right? And maybe you even build in like a percentage revenue. Say,
okay. So I shouldn't give all my tips away, but I have a new theory, and this is my new. This is my new motto in life. If I'm ever starting a business, I only go by one theory: Trojan horse. And what I mean by that is the business that we are starting per se is something that everybody needs. Doesn't mean I'm 100% excited about it, but it'll be my way in for 7 other ways to make money off said client.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at everything. Like, how do you get your foot in the door? Because once you're in the room with them, or they run across your video, or so on and so on, that's the way I look at everything these days. It's not the actual offer we're selling. It's the 7 offers behind that offer.
Yeah. And the first one, a lot of times you lose money on, you lose time, you lose, energy, but that one person who makes the big leap can revenue wise can make up for all the time, energy, and effort that you've wasted on the free stuff. Like, people call it your loss leader, right? A lot of times at the front of the acquisition process, a lot of times people lose money and you make money on the back end, right? I was telling you about my friend, I won't use his name, but I won't use his name. He runs a very successful 8-figure online business, spends $500,000 a month on ads, driving people to his email list, and he loses money every month, loses hundreds of thousands of dollars every month on that ad campaign. But those people trickle in and he makes money off of them 2-3 months later, a lot of money. I mean, obviously he's running an 8-figure business, and his wife they run 8 figures combined. I don't know. Still.
Yeah. Really so that's what people aren't paying attention to is opportunity cost. And like, just give it an analogy. It's super simple. Like me, if I'm spending time editing my podcast and scheduling posts, that doesn't do anything for my business. My time should be spent in front of my clients, which generates the most dollar per hour for me. And that's why we're really focused on the onboarding process for me. And I'm trying to learn how to coach away from coaching, meaning like it's a community based properly, and I want you to tell this story because I must have told this story like 16 bajillion times when you told me the story about Kevin Nations when you went to that event. And
the aha moment. That's how he explains the aha moment. So when people decide to buy, there's always a preceding aha moment. And so you never know when that's going to happen. You can't control it. They have that moment and then they make a decision. And so Kevin Nations tells a story about, and Kevin Nations is like one of the smartest digital marketing mentors around. So a very, very smart guy. And he follows a lot of these principles, doesn't have a website, doesn't do social media, just does consulting, really successful business. So he tells the story about when he decided to lose weight. And so he went to a party with a bunch of social media influencers. So really good looking fitness people. And he had a blast. He doesn't remember at the party feeling, embarrassed, feeling overweight, had a great time. And then the next day, as people do, they uploaded videos to Facebook. And the minute that he saw the videos that were him being overweight, that was the moment he's like, oh shit, I'm hiring a personal trainer now. Got on the phone, started making phone calls to make it happen. And so those aha moments are the moments that people buy. And so understanding that, understanding the preceding aha moment before they buy your product is really important. And then you can stimulate it, right? So you can, like in Kevin's story, like if you were to lift and shift that over to a marketing campaign, you could say, hey, have you ever looked at the morning after Facebook photos and felt totally fat? Right? Try my 20-day campaign, start my 20 pounds in 20 days campaign starting December 1st, right? But that preceding aha moment, it might be looking at their bank account, or they might have gotten an extra flat tire, or they might have tried Airbnb and just. Dude,
it's in those moments. It's in those moments that you have to, as a business owner or just in general, you have to get with them immediately because life happens. And when they have that aha moment, they're ready to take the next step. And if you wait a day or two, like they might change their mind or something might have happened. And it's in those, and I can only relate it to like an addiction, my story, addiction. Like when you make the decision, right? It might've taken 6 fucking years, but when you make the decision, it's time. Like, and you need to just go right then, because in that moment of clarity, you might lose it 2 days later.
Well, and that, just to tie back to YouTube, that's what's powerful about YouTube and about search versus like Facebook or Instagram, because people go on YouTube, I'm sick of not making passive revenue. I'm going to go figure out Airbnb arbitrage today. Mm-hmm. I go to YouTube, I search Airbnb arbitrage, I find some videos, and I had my aha moment, and then I went to go resolve it. And as I'm resolving it, I find you. Mm-hmm. And then as I find you, you make me an offer, and I can go, and that marketing, that clarity from I have a problem, I'm searching on YouTube, I find your video, to I find your video, I'm going to join your email list, I'm going to buy your product, and then I'm going to buy your next product and your next product. There's a lot of nuances there, but there's no fancy magic. It's just basic communication, right? It's understanding that if you like this, you might like that.
Look, at no point, and this is what people need to understand, at no point am I selling myself as I sit today. I'm selling myself 2 years ago. And so I have to go in that moment and say, right, because I can be so far removed from addiction that I'm like, whatever, but I'm selling the transformation. So I think to myself, those feelings, those emotions I had when I was in despair, and I focus and write towards that person because I'm trying to spark something with them, reaching back. Yeah.
Well, and because you've experienced the same pain, it's easy for them to relate, right? In any persuasion, there's pacing and leading, right? If you've ever studied persuasion, you can't persuade somebody unless you're pacing them. So the first thing you always do is you either, a yes ladder, or you agree with them, or you relate to them in some way. Hey, I used to be an addict just like you. That's called pacing. It's like walking alongside them. Now that you're walking alongside them, you can start steering the direction that they go. And so good copy or good persuasion or good sales always starts with pacing and then leading. And so the way you pace is you just show a kinship, you show a relationship, you show I've been there, I've just like you were describing. I've been through an addict, I've had my aha moment, I've hit rock bottom, and here's what I found, and here's what I did, and here's what worked. And this can work for you. It's worked for me. It's worked for a bunch of other people. If you think that I can help you, right, click this link, schedule a call, I can do it. And then from a money standpoint, I would limit your calls, do 20-minute call, right? And hard lines on both sides, script, right? Get them up to the next level of the,
yeah, we've created some metrics in my business that are just non-negotiables moving forward. And meaning that I have to get you to pay up front because I need you to be bought in, and I need you to not give yourself an out. Like when you're trying to create transformation and you're removing yourself from who you used to be, there's a lot of uneasy moments within that. And if I don't have you committed to the process, then we might as well not do it in the first place.
Yeah. So there's a couple cool tactics that Dan Kennedy shares with that, where you can say, pay for the call up front. And if you don't think that I've given you value, at the end of the call, you can have all your money back. If we decide, he says there's three options, right? So pay for the call up front, and there's 3 potential outcomes. 1, we decide to work together, and your payment will go as down payment towards working together, right? 2, you can just leave and you can take what I told you and you can go live a better life, and that's awesome. 3, if you really feel like I didn't add value to you, then I'm happy to give you your money back and refund it, fully. Because then that's called risk reversal, right? And so it's a good psychology, because if you send that message out there, then there's no reason for them to say no. Right? You'll get more calls. Some people might leave at the end, but not really. I mean, in my experience, when I'm helping people from like a business standpoint, if I hop on the call with them and I'm charging X amount, I can show them how much I've generated for them in the call, right? Mm-hmm. And so part of that 20 minutes is you as a salesman building up the value that you're going to deliver, both that they've already paid for, right? But also the future benefit of, when you work with me and you're, whatever your outcome is, right? You're clear-headed, you're sober, your business is taking off, you're sleeping better, your family is getting along better because you're not hungover every day. Depending on the offer, everybody's different.
Dude, I love this, man. We covered so much ground. We just delivered y'all a masterclass. For anybody that hasn't started a YouTube channel yet or looking, can you give me just 1-2 quick things that people miss to get started?
Yeah. So figure out what your outcome is or what your transformation is. Like, what do you deliver first? Like, before you even look at YouTube, what do you deliver first? What are you an expert in? And then I would go find the other experts that are doing that, the other channels, the other videos, figure out what they're making videos on, and then just figure out the one keyword or phrase, just the one first, that you can be an expert in. Don't be a poser. Don't jump into another vertical that's not your thing. Just be an expert in one thing. And then as you're an expert in one thing, that's really all you need, because you can build that. Kevin Kelly calls it 1,000 true fans. You can build that 1,000 true fans off being an expert in your thing. Now, the mistakes, I think maybe an easier way would be to talk about the mistakes. So you want to make evergreen videos if possible. So don't tie things to dates, right? Don't say this is the January video, this is the December video. Don't talk politics or anything like that, because politics timestamp you as well. So, and then that video is not good in the future. So you're losing that future bank account. I would bulk film, right? And so if Austin's going to do videos on personality, Austin should go record 5 or 10 videos in one day and edit them all and then be done with it. Because most people who make mistakes or aren't successful long-term, they try to do a video a day and they're not systematized or organized. Once you're in the filming mood, film 10 videos, get it over with. And then I would always have a call to action. I mean, we have a whole checklist of things, but the biggest thing is that, when people are watching your videos, you have to tell them where you want them to go. Whether it's your website or a landing page. I hate websites. Websites. A landing page where you can collect an email, Calendly where they can schedule a call, an affiliate link if you want them to go to Kajabi to purchase an affiliate link, or an Airbnb link. Don't just have them watch your video and leave. That's like the biggest mistake most people make. And just the little, if you enjoyed this video, go click the first link in my description, will make your videos worth 10 times more. Whatever that upsell is, you're just wasting it if you don't have one. So figure out what your most profitable click is, see what the other people are doing, and then make sure that you're telling them what to do for your future bank account. Now, within that stuff, there's all sorts of ways to do it, but you can go reverse engineer Sarah Beth Yoga. You can go reverse engineer. There's a handful of people, but she's the best one to go reverse engineer if you want to figure out sort of how we do it. So watch her videos, join our email list, see the emails we write, look at the website. So she would be a good one to reverse engineer. Otherwise, email me and or call Austin. Austin can put you in touch with me.
I love it, man. Thank you so much. Dude, I can't wait to drop this video. I'm going to drop it in the Facebook group today for Lifestyle Academy, because this is huge. So much information. Really appreciate your time. Guys, send this to somebody. They'll get some value from it, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.